G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an IMI Uzi. This is an Israeli-made submachine gun. First is made around 1950. Didn't really see that much popularity until the 1980s, where one of them was pulled by a Secret Service guy protecting Ronald Reagan after a assassination attempt. So, you know, if the Americans like it, it must be a weapon worth using. It comes to, in Fallout 4, in the form of a standalone submachine gun type weapon. You can fire this full auto or semi-auto, and it's got a bunch of customization too, custom reload animations and custom sounds as well. So we'll get into it. This thing is chambered in 10mm. I looked on the list, it doesn't seem to fire this cartridge in real life. It does fire 45s, but there's no caliber conversion that I have observed on this so far. So, interesting, maybe it's just sort of a balance thing, but we get plenty of punch from this already. 90 damage ain't nothing, and it's ignore the rad storm. We're going to chuck on an automatic powerful receiver. That'll give us a great rate of fire and an increased damage bonus. Not that much. If we were to chuck on the semi-auto advanced receiver, we're getting 156 per shot. So, yeah, there's a big difference between damage here. Hold on, I'm going to delete this rad storm. Next up, we've got the magazines. You can have a big old drum mag if you want. That'll cost you gun nut rank 4 to do that, so only high level dudes can equip that. And you've got standard or extended magazines with quick eject variants for a faster reload. So let's go for the extended magazine quick eject, and it tells you that it gives you 32 rounds. I like that precision. That's nice. Right now we've just got the standard barrel, which will give it the short prefix. I guess that's just a standard 10-inch barrel. But you can chuck on one of these longer civilian legal barrels, I guess. The long advance gives you slightly more accuracy and slightly more range. Very nice, we'll do that. And we've just been shifted over because I think that's got a thing you can screw attachments and muzzles onto. So we'll pick that up in a second. We'll go to the stocks now. So you can have a folded one, an unfolded one, or a wooden one, which will increase your recoil control, be a lot more comfortable to utilize this one. Or you could hold it one-handed, like a real drifter. Now, I want to make an Uzi that I hold one-handed just so I can show you the animations and also for style points, if a little bit silly and impractical. But for this one, we'll chuck on the woodstock and we'll move on from there. And we've switched over to barrels again because I'm adding and subtracting many attachment points as I go along. We can chuck stuff on the right rail, which is over on this side. So it's a flashlight there, green laser sight, and the surefire flashlight. Let's go for a laser sight. Submachine guns in video games generally have good hipfire accuracy, so that'll be helpful, right, if it does increase our hipfire accuracy slightly. And you can chuck a attachment on the bottom in the form of a foregrip to increase your recoil control. You'll actually just weld a tactical rail into the bottom of the handguard there. That's cool. Your animations change on what grip you got. So, you know, it happens in first and third person. Good attention to detail. Very nice. And for the muzzle, we can chuck a suppressor on this if we feel like it. Although we can have a flash hider, which does increase our accuracy and stops the muzzle flash from obstructing our vision. Potentially super useful, especially during nighttime, but generally it's not really a problem in this game anyway. Also, you can have muzzle brakes on this, which don't actually reduce the range, so which is great because I want to use these things because I barely ever use them. So, you know, I'd like to get a little bit of use out of a muzzle brake one of these days without being penalized for it. We'll put on a CAC suppressor. Yeah, we'll do that. There's also that one. Kind of just the same, just a little bit different. Customization for the sake of customization. It's fine. It's cool. I like it. Now, right now, we can't chuck any sights on, but if we give it the advanced charging handle, which will change it from this sort of a top bolt thingy to a charging handle on the side there, that'll allow us room to shift in some sort of sight apparatus. You can chuck on 4x scopes if you wish. It seems like a little bit much, but you can chuck on some American reflex sights, some Russian ones if you want, plenty of things, even ones from the planet of Mars, made for Martians all around. Also a PKAS. That one is, you get a little bit of a zoom in with that one. That's cool. That's a Russian sight right there. I feel like I should chuck on an American sight, but I can't go past the copper one. That's one of my favorites. And I think that goes over everything here. I think we've chucked everything on. And you can change the camo of it. You can make it green, forest material, and a bunch of other colors, which I'll scroll through. Ooh, I like this one. I love urban camos. I reckon they look unreal. And, ooh, one's nice too. Very cool. Alright. That's everything, I'm sure it is. And if I've forgotten something, then I'm an idiot. Let's get out there. I'll create a couple more of these things, and then we'll get started. Getting this weapon is easy. Find yourself a chemistry workbench, scroll all the way down to weapons Uzi, and then you can craft it. For gun nut rank 1, you can get this at the very start of the game, and you'll have a bunch of 10mm rounds from the vault. And provided you have these materials for it, then you are good to go. Nice. Alright, so here we are in Gunners Plaza, and this is what the Uzi looks like in first person. This is the one that I made on the workbench. Wood stock, cobra sight, and a laser sight on the side, and also a suppressor. That's what it looks like in third person. And we've got this one that I've made semi-auto with a scope, with a drum magazine. This one is the one that I hold one-handed, but in third person two-handed, because, you know, animations at the heart and everything. But, you know, it works perfectly in third person. It's good enough. And this one is a semi-auto one with the Russian PKS, but loud and proud. So we've got suppressed and unsuppressed variants of them, so you can hear them as they shoot. Let's begin, shall we? And we'll do this all sneaky-like. So there's barely any recoil on this, which is going to mean I can fire straight laser beams across the map, and no one will ever get me. So that's going to make things very easy. You don't have to wrestle with the weapon to get it to shoot where I want it to. And it might make it a little bit easy, which is fine. It's Israelis, they know how to make guns, I guess. I know there's a couple of other guns they did. Like, there was an Ace 52 and 23. I think they were in Battlefield 4. I think they were by IMI. And, ooh, nice. Okay, we can get sniper knockdowns using a see-through scope variant. So this is an ACOG. It's pretty good. It does alright. And that's another knockdown there. And since you can fire it that fast, basically it's going to be a showstopper, whatever you shoot at, until they are dead. Very good. We'll use this information later. I've noticed there's a little bit of funkiness with the animations. If I, like, fire this normally, sure, that's okay. But if I spam the trigger, it goes all AN94 on me and fires like a 2-round burst really quickly. I've also noticed that if you fire this thing right now, the rate of fire doesn't seem super high. But if you were to utilize this in third person, I think it's a little bit out of sync. That's just my thoughts, but it is what it is. We'll switch back over to the suppressed one here. We'll just start sniping some of these turrets because they'll light you up. That was a very brave dive there by the picture frame. So it looks like we'll be able to... This is like perfect. This is the perfect range and the perfect scope for this. And we can easily just one-shot everything. Okay, let's go loud and proud now. We'll go hip firing the one with the one-handed. There we go, we're sprinting around. I forgot about this one. And there's a big old difference here. We'll try to aim high so we get them in the head. There we go, that's the stuff. And I think... Hey, you can't have that bad. Put that down. Put that down. I'm almost dead. They almost killed me. Well, I guess that would happen if you stood in front of an MG like that. And no, not like the car MG. So, one gunner and we're almost dead already. That's okay. It's going to make this little bit of a fight something more interesting. Managed to take out those blokes. Oh, that's dirty. That extra nerd rage damage and destroy of Acadia. That really came in right there. That turned this thing into a bloody monster. Look at that. That's some damage. My best friend's playing Fallout 4. Wonder if he's having as much fun as I am. Probably not. He just opened the game up. Okay, so we crushed there. Almost got squashed by an MG42, but honestly, that always happens. Anyway, we were very lucky there. I probably would have had less than 10 HP left, but don't worry, we make him tough here at Captainoob. She's fine. She's even smiling. Alright, so we're going to run the gauntlet again. We've got a bone to pick with this fella because he caused me a great deal of annoyance yesterday. So the gunner's already engaging that guy. We got the cheeky sneak critical on him. And if we get detected here, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to knock him down and then shuffle away so he attacks those gunners instead. We'll come back to him later. But for now, we'll take out these guys. We'll grab our fully auto one and just take these guys out all stealth commando style. Alright. that worked out pretty well. And the next target is going to be Pooh Bear. And I don't think he's got any backup. Eeyore and Piglet, they aren't showing up for his support. So this might be easy. We'll use our one-handed super mega automatic version. Haven't used this thing in VATS all that much yet, so maybe I'll give it a shot. And it looks like we only get 4 bursts out of this, which is kind of low for a weapon that is of such small stature. Although I'm guessing the reflex light thing kind of screws us over. I like how we get an earthquake every time we stagger a bear. That's always amusing. Alright, so we'll try to target some of these super mutants, try to snipe them. Managed to get a little knockdown on the advanced dog scout thing, so that's going to make it easy. We have about 227-ish damage, and we can't hit that guy because we keep knocking him down, so sometimes the knockdown can be to your detriment, but most of the time it is for your goodness, for your advancement. It's good for you. Bad for them, good for me. Now, I'm going to get a cheeky couple of shots here. Interestingly, with a scope, I've just smashed 3 criticals on that. But with a scope, you get a lot more shots in VATS for some reason. And that is us in Super Mega Ultra Danger right now. So I guess we'll just switch over to Ace Operator version. Big old bullet sponges, bullet sponging again. Classic Fallout 4. That's okay, it's fine. We don't have to grind for this ammo. And I guess we'll switch over to the PKA, and it looks like that this thing, despite being more of a reflex sight, is actually regarded to as a scope, which is great, which means I've got a backup weapon for sniper knockdowns if I so wish, and I should probably do something about that. I'll take cover behind this impenetrable lantern. Yes, that'll work. It's so impenetrable that even I can't shoot through it. Let's try to get some shots here. We'll go for this guy. We get a few decent shots out of this. Not too much. I think we're a little bit too far away, but we can get some of our criticals back. Looks like we're being outflanked here. We'll switch over to this one. So just sort of have a look at how fast his health is going down, and then we'll switch to third person. We'll see if he goes down a little bit quicker. I dare say that is slightly quicker, but that might just be confirmation bias. I don't really know, but you know, there's just something a little bit off about these animations sometimes. Stupid lady, he says. It's not very nice. Bit sexist, actually. You should cancel that super mutant on Twitter. Delete his account. Right. So, probably the one thing I want to try out is a reflex sight. It's even less. Okay, this weapon's a little bit over the place in how much VAT shots it wants to give you. We'll get rid of this guy with a minigun. You'd think that'd be really strong and powerful, but it isn't. There's the bash animation, by the way. You sort of just whack him. I think you'd get more bash damage if you put a little pointy end on the bottom of the magazine there. Looks like this is the way to go. Ace Operator giving us that slight edge of damage so we can deal with these guys in one magazine. That was only an enforcer, a little baby super mutant. Hadn't grown up yet. That's good for us though. That means the job's done a little bit quicker. And we're through for the super mutants. This thing's holding up pretty well, but you know, on the horizon over here, maybe, we've got a much larger threat, which is Gorn. How could I lose a... Well, there's his cronies, his insane mutie posse, as it were. So we'll go 3 shots here, and we'll put a couple more into him. We might actually hit that guy's mutation. That's a lot less damage than I was anticipating. That's kind of disappointing. I don't know why VATS was telling me. Maybe I was sneaking before I let that VATS thing go. Who knows? There we go. Little sniper knockdown there. Getting those rapid shots in. And I think, is there something behind him? There is, in fact. That's just a Raider veteran. We'll deal with him in a second. More worried about the muties, because, you know, if one of them is aggroed against me, then more likely the big guy will show up. Speaking of, where is he? Did he run off? He ran off. If he did, then he dropped a mighty Gatling laser. What was he using? That. You'd think you'd use the Gatling laser over a Daewoo rifle, wouldn't you? Well, this is awkward. The giant monster's gone away. This one, however, we can shoot at. Well, I gotta kill a giant super mutant somewhere, so I guess I'll catch you outside of the vault. Vault 81. Yes, that one. Alright, so we've drawn a rad storm. That's okay. I'm sure a little green on your screen's not going to ruin your day. And it's not going to ruin our stealth either. He's ran all the way up north to outside of the vault. And maybe we should creep a little bit closer, because I think we're getting a half damage penalty right now. I'm going to assume that... There we go. Getting a little bit better. There you go. Almost 500 now. There we go. That's the stuff. So we can keep him sort of locked down here, and he'll never get us because he just can't get up. The sniper is too strong. Sniper rank 2 too strong. And looks like that's about it for old Gerald. No wonder he ran away. Although he's going to detect us in the end here, which I'm going to immediately shut him down. Not having a good day, are you, mate? I try to do it as humanely as possible, but I used many bullets on you, so honestly, that's a you problem, though. Alright, so the last little thing we'll do is fight through a raided seaside shanty town thing. It's Revere Beach Station, and then we're gonna kill some giant crab dudes. And we'll get started on this by just sniping at them. I think I'm overusing sniping, but what else I'm gonna say when I say scoping and dropping targets from range? Maybe I'll say that instead. That sounds cooler, right? So... looks like we're doing pretty good. These gunners, they're not gunners, they're raiders. That's why I can shoot them in the head and they die. They're a lot more squishy. They're not as tough as your Commonwealth gunners. They don't scale to a level nearly as high. So I guess that's why people add the raider overhaul mods and everything. Don't know where that other one is. Not my problem. He might be armed with like a stick or something. And that one goes down. We'll take out that spotlight just in case we get detected by the giant crab here. And just to give you an idea of the power difference, or the health difference between the monsters and a Mirelurk Queen, I'm going to sneak attack crit this Mirelurk Queen. Dead in like 2 seconds. Not even that. And then over here, I'm going to be shooting at this guy for a very long time. So what I'll do is I'll alternate between weapons. So when I get him knocked down, I'll switch over to the automatic version, but when he's normal, I guess when he's far enough away, I can get away with doing that. Only problem is that I might end up hitting his shell, because if he flops down on his face, I'm sort of aiming towards his tail there, just so I can hit the legs around him. You sort of want to aim low with Mirelurks, because if you aim high instead of mass, if you miss, you're going to hit the shell, and it's going to do minuscule amounts of damage, which goes for any of these Mirelurk variants. And I could do this not using these stealth things, but it takes a very long time if I do, and I might die right now if I choose to engage the Mirelurk dude like this. We'll switch to this thing now, and we got lucky there, didn't get wrecked, but now we're in nerd rage, and if he hits us one more time, even in this slow motion madness, we're dead. We got a lucky stagger there. That might have just saved our lives here. And he goes down. Okay, so big difference. This thing, definitely the most powerful thing, possibly sort of a mid-game item. You probably wouldn't want to use it late game, but you can get it very early at gun nut rank 1, so you know, if you want to use this thing early, it's going to set you up nicely, provided you can find the 10mm rounds to feed it, which I don't think we made a profit there or anything, but you know, it's nice to get some back. So I would highly recommend this mod if you want, like, I don't know, maybe a shock trooper build. You've got some pistols or submachine guns or PWs you want to use. And when you're not using those big missile launchers or something, you just want to get in close range and shoot stuff with submachine guns, then this is a cool thing. Also, can hold it on your back, just like every other classic holstered weapons thing. And I think it looks pretty good. With the drum mag, though, it's a little bit kooky. It doesn't clip or anything, but it just looks like it just snag on things and be generally very cumbersome. And you don't fold up the stock when you're not using it. It's sort of set like that, but that's okay. Links in the description if you want the mod. Hopefully there's an Xbox port. If there is, a link will be added there in the description as well. Thank you very much for watching, guys.